Good afternoon, doctor. Here it is, time to talk about the business of dentistry. That thing that we never got told about in dental school. You start dental school and you think, I want to be good to people. I want to take care of people. I want to be a doctor. I want to be involved in medical care. There are so many reasons that we went to dental school, and very few of us went to dental school thinking, I want to run a business. And yet, most of us get involved in running a business. So I want to talk about that today because for you, there are things you can think about. And, there are so many people running around, consultants and companies who can tell you how to run a business, how to do what you're doing better. And they're going to have some ideas that are really helpful to you. And they're going to have some ideas that may or may not work for you. And sometimes you're going to spend a fair amount of money on them and it doesn't come back to you. So these are all things that I don't have any perfect answers, but understand that normally if someone has not run a practice, that it's very unlikely that they have a really good firm grip on what it's all about, how it works to be a dentist running a business. I just read about a fellow whose dad was an orthodontist, and he watched his dad go through years of orthodontics and loving it, and his dad did well. And it was interesting because his son, this fellow who was writing, became an accountant. And he's an accountant apparently to dentists, which is kind of interesting because he realized that really what he could do that would be more fun would be the accounting and the investments and such to help dentists do well with that. Rather than seeing patients, because he saw what the downsides were. Now, there's something for everyone. We all went into dentistry because something about it appealed and we felt that we would get what we needed out of it, what we were after. What are we all after? Well, every human being is after love. Every human being is after significance. And every human being wants to make an imprint, a difference, have a legacy in their care and life and what they do. So that's where we all start. Now, let me talk to you a little bit further about this. So you need to probably think about what you went into dentistry to accomplish. You need to think what you were looking for it to do for you. In other words, how are you going to use that profession and the idea of being in a business? Because once we get ensconced in it, we get so bogged down with running a business. But think about that. Then let's talk about a couple of things about running a business that will be helpful. In fact, let me give you 3 ideas for your consideration to get you to accomplish your goals in being a dentist in a business, a practice. Number 1, systems. I can't say it enough. You want someone to teach you more about systems? Michael E. Gerber, if you like. The entrepreneurial myth that he discusses is that most people pretty much don't have systems. They don't even know what they're after. So we've already accomplished the idea that you're considering why you went to dentistry to meet what goals, all right? But number 2, you're really thinking about systems. If you aren't really focused on your systems, if you're not writing your systems down so that they're already in print and your new people and your old people can go back and refer to them and follow your systems. Change them as they should be changed, of course, but you've got to have them firmly placed in the day-to-day of your practice in order to get the most out of them. And dentistry, if anything, dentistry is indeed systems. Number 2, after systems, dentistry is nothing without loving your patients. You love your family, you love your friends, you love your staff, you love your patients. Of course you do, because all of us dentists are particularly strong approval addicts. We want our patients to like us, to love us, to be happy with us. But let's get back to the loving part. Instead of worrying about that, think about how you love your patients. Let me tell you, if you are a great role model for your staff, if you are loving on those patients like crazy, your staff will too. And if you roll along and greet the patients, greet the parents, work with them, love them in a way that nobody could possibly do, delight them with your loving care, because they don't know how good your actual dental care is. Delight them with your love for them. The staff will follow suit. because that's what you expect. That's what you do. That's what they'll learn for you. And you'll change their lives. And that's a whole nother story, because they'll take it home to their families and to their friends. But first was systems. 2 was loving on your patients and teaching your staff. And let me make one more aside on number 2. If you have a staff member who's not coming along, who's not fitting the mold, who's not able to be loving, who seems to always be a thorn in the side, who always seems to be the fly in the ointment, really you need to consider about getting rid of that one. I don't care how much they know about your practice. I don't care how many people know them. I don't care anything except if they're bugging you, and a great part of your staff sometimes, you need to think about getting rid of them. You need to understand that you have, in most states in this country, employment at will. Oh my gosh, would you have to pay unemployment? It's going to cost you far less than what you're going to pay to put up with these people and to lose patients or to lose other staff members and so forth and so on. So keep that in mind as you think about loving. But the main thing about loving is being an incredible role model and enjoying it, so that you go home feeling fantastic by the end of the day. And then finally, number 3, the thing I want to talk to you here is about insurance. And I just want to make mention again of the fact that if you're dealing with insurance companies, if you are in any way between the patient and their insurance company in that relationship, if you are filing for them, if you are participating, if you are in some way finding information out for them about their insurance companies, and many of you are costing yourself tons of anxiety, money, joy. Maybe I shouldn't say costing anxiety. It is producing anxiety. You're costing yourself joy and peace and harmony. Free market medical, get out of that relationship. Let the patients take care of their contract with their insurance companies. You treat the people who are willing to pay you and then worry about whatever they can worry about with their insurance. Why? Because you now, A, make more money for your procedures. Don't discount it. You're worth it. And B, you stop worrying about, oh my gosh, there's an empty spot in the schedule. There's an empty chair. I'm going to have to start a new insurance, like put another plan on or put some more people on, get some more Delta dental patients. No. What you're going to have to do is get out of that and start treating people, giving them the care that they need and delighting them with the love so that they send people. They come flooding through the door. I can tell you, I've done it over and over again. So number 3, again, is free market medical. Fee for service, you might call it. No discounts. And then use number 1 and 2, your systems, your loving. Let me tell you something. You have just rethought your position as an entrepreneur, as a practice owner, as a business owner. And things can go a lot more smoothly for you with those 3 items in mind. Have fun with it. Enjoy it. You will. When you start loving people, loving on them, walking past and saying, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you, and meaning it. Or when they're leaving, giving them a hug or a kiss on the cheek, depending on your culture, their culture, and say, I look forward to seeing you next time. Maybe I'll run into you in town before. You know, this is what it's all about. Doctor, hope this helps. Enjoy your day. Think about this as you approach your practice. You might want to just think about some real restructuring. Dr. Chris, signing off.